Extinction is forever. It's a concept that carries a weight of finality, a sense of irreversible loss. When a species disappears from the face of the earth, it is gone for all time, never to return. This is not just a temporary absence or a seasonal migration, it is a permanent void, a gap in the tapestry of life that can never be filled again. It's the ultimate dead end, the final curtain call, the end of a lineage that has evolved over millennia, adapting to changes, surviving through countless challenges, only to be snuffed out, often by human actions. The silence that follows is not just the absence of sound, but the absence of life, of interactions, of a unique presence that once played a role in its ecosystem. When a species vanishes, it leaves a hole in the world, a gap that affects not just the immediate environment, but the entire web of life. The empty nests and abandoned burrows are stark reminders of what once was. The intricate balance of nature is disrupted, leading to unforeseen consequences that ripple through the ecosystem. A silence where a song once was. The forest, once alive with the calls and songs of birds, now stands eerily quiet. The wind rustles through the leaves, but there is no answering call, no flutter of wings. This silence is a haunting reminder of the life that has been lost, a void that can never be filled. The New Zealand raven, once a common sight in the skies of its namesake islands, is now just such a silence. These birds were an integral part of the landscape, their calls echoing through the forests, their presence a familiar part of daily life. Now, they exist only in memories and old photographs, a ghost of the past. Imagine a world without the sound of a raven's call, without its distinctive silhouette against the sunset. The sky, once filled with their graceful flight, is now empty. The forest, once alive with their calls, is now silent. This loss is not just of a species but of a part of the natural world that enriched our lives. Without its distinctive silhouette against the sunset, the landscape feels incomplete. The beauty of a sunset, once enhanced by the sight of these birds, now feels a little less vibrant, a little more empty. This is the true cost of extinction, the loss of beauty, of diversity, of life. It's a stark reminder of the irreversible impact humans can have on the planet. Our actions, whether through deforestation, pollution, or climate change, have far-reaching consequences. The extinction of the New Zealand raven is a testament to the destructive power of human activity, and a warning of what could happen to other species if we do not change our ways. The story of the New Zealand raven is a cautionary tale, a reminder that extinction is not just a concept confined to dusty museum exhibits. It is a real and present danger, a threat to the biodiversity of our planet. Each species that we lose is a loss to the world, a piece of the puzzle that can never be replaced. A reminder that extinction is not just a concept confined to dusty museum exhibits. It is a reality that we must confront, a challenge that we must face. The fossils and exhibits are not just relics of the past, but warnings for the future. They tell the story of what has been lost, and what could be lost if we do not take action. It's a story that forces us to confront our own role in the disappearance of species. We are not just passive observers but active participants in the fate of the natural world. Our choices, our actions have consequences. We have the power to protect, to conserve, to make a difference, but we also have the power to destroy, to cause irreparable harm. And it's a story that, hopefully, can inspire us to protect the species that still grace our planet. The New Zealand raven may be gone, but there are countless other species that still need our help. By learning from the past, by understanding the impact of our actions, we can work towards a future where extinction is not the end, but a beginning of a new chapter of conservation and hope. The New Zealand raven, also known by its Maori name kokako, wasn't your average blackbird. Larger than its city-dwelling cousins, this raven was a unique product of New Zealand's isolation. Picture a land before humans arrived, a land teeming with strange and wonderful creatures found nowhere else on Earth. This was the New Zealand the raven knew, a land of giant birds, ancient forests, and a profound sense of isolation. It was a world untouched by the hustle and bustle of human life, a world where the raven played a vital role. Ravens, like their corvid cousins around the world, are clever birds. Their intelligence is well documented, with numerous studies showcasing their problem-solving abilities and complex social structures. These birds are not just survivors, they are thrivers, adapting to various environments with remarkable ease. The New Zealand raven was no exception. This particular species, now extinct, once played a significant role in its native habitat. Its presence was a testament to the rich biodiversity of New Zealand's forests, where every creature had a part to play. They were the architects of the forest, playing a crucial role in maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Their activities influenced the growth and health of the forest, ensuring that it remained a thriving habitat for countless species. Imagine a forest floor littered with seeds, ready to sprout into new life. These seeds, scattered by the raven's beak, held the promise of future trees and plants, contributing to the forest's regeneration and sustainability. The raven, with its strong beak and insatiable appetite, acted as a seed disperser, planting the forest of tomorrow. By carrying seeds away from the parent tree, they reduced competition and increased the chances of seedling survival. And like a feathered exterminator, it kept insect populations in check, ensuring the health of the forest. By preying on insects, they prevented overpopulation, which could otherwise lead to the destruction of plant life and imbalance in the ecosystem. The raven was a vital thread in the web of life, connecting plants, insects, and other animals in a complex dance of survival. Their interactions with other species created a network of dependencies, highlighting the interconnectedness of all life forms within the forest. The loss of the New Zealand raven serves as a reminder of the delicate balance within ecosystems and the importance of each species in maintaining that balance. So what happened to the New Zealand raven? The answer, unfortunately, is a familiar one: us. As humans began to settle in New Zealand, they brought with them a host of problems for the native wildlife. Forests were cleared for farmland, destroying the raven's habitat and food sources. But the biggest blow came from the introduction of mammalian predators, such as rats, stoats, and cats. These newcomers, with their taste for eggs and nestlings, wreaked havoc on ground-nesting birds like the raven. It was a recipe for disaster, a classic case of an island ecosystem ill-equipped to handle the arrival of invasive species. Section 5. The slow fade, a gradual disappearance. The decline of the New Zealand raven wasn't a sudden crash, but a slow, agonizing fade. By the mid-1800s, the once common bird was becoming increasingly rare. Sightings became less frequent, whispers in the wind of a species slipping away. Imagine the last time someone saw a New Zealand raven, its glossy black feathers catching the sunlight as it soared through the sky. It's a poignant thought, a reminder of the silent tragedies that unfold around us, often unnoticed until it's too late. Section 6. Closing the barn door. Conservation too late. Conservation, like a good joke, is often best delivered on time. Unfortunately for the New Zealand raven, conservation efforts came too late. By the time people realized the plight of this unique bird, it was already on the brink. Some attempts were made to protect the remaining populations, but it was a case of too little, too late. The raven, once a symbol of New Zealand's natural heritage, became a symbol of the consequences of inaction. Section 7. Islands at risk. Lessons in vulnerability. The story of the New Zealand raven highlights the vulnerability of island ecosystems. Islands are like ecological time capsules, home to species found nowhere else on Earth. But this isolation, while a source of wonder, also makes them incredibly fragile. The arrival of new species, particularly predators, can have devastating consequences, upsetting the delicate balance that has evolved over millennia. The extinction of the New Zealand raven serves as a stark reminder of the need to protect these fragile ecosystems and the unique species they harbor. Section 8. Beyond the raven, a global pattern of loss. The extinction of the New Zealand raven is not an isolated incident. This bird, once a common sight in the forests and coastlines of New Zealand, has now vanished forever. Its disappearance is a stark reminder of the fragility of our natural world. It's part of a larger, more disturbing trend of human-caused extinctions happening across the globe. Industrialization, deforestation, and pollution are just a few of the many ways humans have altered the environment, often with devastating consequences for wildlife. From the dodo to the passenger pigeon, history is littered with the stories of species that have been driven to extinction by human activity. These once abundant creatures are now only memories preserved in illustrations and museum exhibits. We've witnessed the disappearance of countless species, each one a unique thread in the intricate tapestry of life. The loss of these species is not just a loss of biodiversity, but a loss of the stories, cultures, and ecosystems they were a part of. Each loss diminishes the richness and wonder of our planet. It's a sobering thought, knowing that our actions have such far-reaching impacts. The beauty of a meadow in bloom, the complexity of a dense forest, all are diminished with each species that disappears, a reminder that we are in the midst of a biodiversity crisis. Species that once thrived are now on the brink of extinction, their populations dwindling due to habitat loss, climate change, and other human-induced factors. But it's not a time for despair. Around the world, people are taking action to protect and restore the natural world. From planting trees to cleaning up beaches, these efforts are making a difference. It's a time for action. Communities are coming together to advocate for stronger environmental protections and to raise awareness about the importance of biodiversity. These collective efforts are crucial in turning the tide. The fate of countless species hangs in the balance. The young animals we see today may not have a future if we do not act. Sanctuaries and conservation programs are vital in giving these species a fighting chance. Our choices today will determine their future. By making conscious decisions to protect and preserve our environment, we can ensure that future generations will have the opportunity to experience the wonder and diversity of the natural world. Image: a collage of images featuring extinct animals like the dodo, passenger pigeon, Tasmanian tiger, and others, with a caption like "Gone, but not forgotten."